I'm going to tell you what, this is, it's an honor to be here at Mentor Baptist. This is a 60-year-old church, and for some reason they called a guy from California to come here and be part of what God's doing here. It was a great experience right off, but I'll tell you what, there were some challenges here, no doubt about that. Since we've been here 60 years, the community has known us, but about 30 years ago, I got to tell you this, unfortunately somebody was, one of the deacons here was killed in the parking lot, all right? And some kids in the neighborhood, kind of vandals, kind of ran him over. And since then, for 30 years, our community knows our church, or has known it, as the church where the deacon was killed. And that was kind of a tough thing for us to overcome. And so in light of that, there was some dysfunction, there was some other craziness going on here that really God needed to kind of clean up. I spoke with Gary Schroeder, Dan Peterson. They turned us on to this program called the Retool Project. And so what happened from that is after we were here for a year, then all of a sudden we jumped into the Retool, very committed to what God was going to do. And he's done some phenomenal things. He took us through some really hard times. For the first year or so, we wrestled with who we really are as a church. We wrestled with unhealthy relationships and dysfunctional behavior. And God began to take that and he began to really reshape us. And so the whole DNA of our church has really begun dramatically to change. After we determined and were committed and worked out some of the relationships here in the church, began to solve some of the conflict issues and some things like that. Now all of a sudden, we were then healthy enough to begin to look towards some real goals. So God's got us right in the middle of actually 3 goals. We've posted them right there in our church. So one of our goals is this, to experience authentic relationships. That's huge for us. No longer are we satisfied with just kind of, hi, how are you? We want to know what's going on in a person's life and to hold them not only accountable, to encourage them to follow Jesus Christ. That's really where we're at. And the second goal is we are committed to engaging our community. So what we've done is we've developed a Son ministry, serving our neighbors, and it's so cool because now all of a sudden, instead of waiting for people to come to our church, we are out in the community serving people, and it's just phenomenal. And then our third goal is to enhance our visual presentation here. You see, people, because our church sits back a ways, people don't see us here. They see past us for some reason. So we redid the landscaping and signage and all kinds of good things so people actually are going by and saying, hey, I saw your sign, that's a really cool sign. Now all of a sudden, some great stuff is happening here in the community, and we're part and parcel of that. And it's all a result of the Retool process. It has changed who we are as a church and put us back on the map. And God is using this connection with Converge to thrust us out into the community, to change us so that we can be the church God has designed us to be. No longer are we known as the church where the guy got killed, but in fact, we are now the church that's out serving God in the community. And I am looking forward to the years ahead for what God's going to do here.